Very good morning, friends. Once again, back to my channel. It is nice to be with you for at least 10 minutes. Today, I am going to discuss, or let me say, I am going to tell a kind of a story which is related to a poem of class 9, which is actually taken from Beehive. And I am going to tell that particular poem story narration here. It is mainly oriented towards students as well as to the society at large, because my prime theme and the main point which I am going to share with you is nothing but equality means generosity, or generosity means equality. That is my reflection. That came out of this poem, which is known as The Legend of the Northland. This is a poem, but this poem has a very peculiar characteristics. One characteristics that I like to most is that I don't know whether other people have discussed this particular point from this poem or not. I discussed, and then I found that we can easily remove the inequality, or we can bring equality among ourselves through generosity. That is the main theme through which I am trying to retell the story. Okay, so in this particular story, there is a woman who became woodpecker as a result of a curse from Saint Peter. That is the culmination of the story. As you know, the story goes like this. The story is nothing very serious, but it is very simple. When Saint Peter was on his mission and journey for his ministry about Jesus Christ, he happened to reach one of the islands of Northland. And when he was walking and doing his mission, he was too tired. And then when he was too tired, towards evening, he reached near a cottage, and he was trying to ask the woman who was inside the house for some bread. Okay, and she heard the sound of Saint Peter asking for a piece of bread, and he was very tired, and fasting and walking. He was too tired to stand on his own legs. So he was too tired, we can say, and fortunately he happened to see a cottage, a house, and he asked the woman to give a piece of bread. And the woman was actually baking bread and keeping in her almirah for her own survival. And she had prepared her own bread, and it was quite big enough to share with another person, but she purposely did not share any piece of bread with Saint Peter at that time. So she thought in her mind, instead of sharing what is there in the almirah, it is better to make new ones. So she, out of her little generosity, maybe she tried to make bake a bread with a little dough. So you know what is that? A small dough. She made it flat on the frying pan, and she kept it. She thought it is not nice to give bigger one, because that will be a loss for her. So she thought of giving small piece to Saint Peter and make him happy. To her surprise, what happened to that small piece of dough which was on the frying pan? It became bigger and bigger, and bigger than all other things, bread she had in her own almirah. So she thought in her mind, I will not give this also, I will keep it in my almirah and make another one. So she made one more, and she made she took a smaller dove than the first one. Even the second one also became bigger and bigger through miracle, probably, and she was not ready to give even that also. Then she made one more, and similarly that also became bigger and bigger, and she was wondering, she was a little bit annoyed how to give this bigger one to Saint Peter. So she delayed giving or sharing the particular bread. Saint Peter was sitting and sitting. He got too tired. He became angry. You know, when we don't get food on time, what do we feel? We feel very, very angry. Even to our beloved ones, we are very angry because we don't get the food on time. So she was delaying, and he got very angry. And what did Saint Peter do? Saint Peter opened his mouth and said, "You are in a human form, and you are supposed to be generous, and it is too good for you to be in human form." So he cursed her. Means it's a story. Means he said something, and she became a woodpecker. You know, woodpecker, what does she do? The woodpecker will start boring the wood and make the food for itself. So because of the curse, according to the story and according to the poem, because of the story, because of the curse, she became a woodpecker, and she flew through the chimney of the kitchen, the baking place. So dear friends, here Saint Peter said one thing. It is if you are in a human form, you should be generous. That was the main idea. If you are in human form, you should be generous, and your generosity should spread to others. But instead of being generous, she was selfish, and that is the main point here. So I found that if we are generous, we can be equal. Equality can be spread through generosity. When we become generous, naturally we will become equal. Everyone will get some share. When everyone is getting some share, naturally we are becoming equal, at least in one area of our life. That is food and shelter. They are the basic needs of our life. Clothing. So you understand that if we are generous, we can become equal, at least in one aspect of our life. So my dear friends, my conclusion here is that nothing but generosity brings equality. So you have to think, you have to reflect and see, how does generosity bring equality in every society, in every human being? So if we are in human form, naturally it is our duty to share what we have with one another, with our neighbor, with our near and dear ones, and with our far and farther ones. So it is our duty to share. So my point here is that if the poem says like this, even though it is a story, even though it is a poem, even though it is a legend, you know, it has a lesson for you to learn. Okay, if you think it is good, please take it, and let us be generous in sharing our goods and what we have in our hand and in our circle, so we can spread equality. So my friends, please let us take this lesson as a good thought for today, and try to practice generosity in small ways, whatever ways it is possible from your side, and make everybody equal, so that we can experience what is the meaning of equality. Thank you, and have a nice day.